Good day, everyone. Today, I want to share a powerful message that will shift perspectives on relationships. There's a pattern, one that has stood the test of time, about what truly captivates a man's heart. The power of feminine energy is one of the most captivating forces in the world. It is not about trying to be something you are not, nor is it about changing yourself to fit someone else's expectations. True feminine energy is about embracing the essence of who you were created to be. It is a presence that speaks without words, a grace that moves without force, and a strength that stands firm even in the gentlest moments. Men are naturally drawn to women who embody this energy because it creates a sense of peace, warmth, and purpose. In a world that constantly pushes people to prove themselves, a woman who simply is, who moves with confidence in her identity, becomes a breath of fresh air. There is no need for loudness, no need for excessive efforts to gain attention. She simply carries herself in a way that invites admiration and respect. This is not about external appearance alone. Though beauty is often a reflection of inner peace and self-care, the true magnetism comes from within. It is found in the way a woman listens with intention, in how she nurtures without losing herself, and in the way she creates an environment where a man feels both challenged and comforted. This is the kind of presence that makes a man want to draw closer, to understand more, and to protect what he sees as precious. In the Bible, we are said that a gentle and quiet spirit is of great worth. This does not mean silence or passivity, but rather a deep inner strength that is unshaken by the chaos of the world. It is the ability to respond rather than react, to trust rather than control, and to give from a place of abundance rather than need. When a woman operates from this place, she becomes irresistible, not because she is chasing attention, but because she embodies the peace and grace that every soul longs for. There is a misconception that femininity is weakness, that to be soft is to be powerless. But true feminine energy is a paradox. It is both delicate and unbreakable, nurturing yet firm, yielding yet unmoved in conviction. It is the ability to lead without force and to inspire without demand. A woman who understands this does not feel the need to manipulate or prove her worth. She already knows it. The most powerful women in history were not the ones who shouted the loudest, but the ones who understood the strength of presence, wisdom, and discernment. They knew when to speak and when to listen, when to step forward and when to let things unfold. This quiet confidence creates a gravitational pull that makes people, including men, naturally drawn to them. In the Bible, we are said that wisdom is more precious than rubies, and a woman who walks in wisdom will always be cherished. This wisdom is not just intellectual, it is the wisdom of knowing herself, of trusting her instincts, and of moving with purpose rather than desperation. When a woman taps into this, she stops chasing and instead becomes the one who is pursued. Confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a woman can have. It is not about arrogance or being overly assertive. It is about knowing who you are and carrying yourself with a quiet assurance that does not beg for validation. When a woman understands her worth, she does not chase, she does not plead, and she does not try to force someone to see her value. Instead, she is valuable, and that alone makes her stand out. Men are drawn to women who are secure in themselves because confidence exudes a sense of stability. A confident woman does not operate from a place of desperation. She does not cling to a man out of fear of losing him, nor does she compromise her standards just to keep someone interested. She trusts that the right person will recognize her worth without needing to be convinced. When a woman carries herself with this level of self-assurance, she sends a clear message. She is not looking for someone to complete her, but rather for someone who complements the fullness she already possesses. In the Bible, we are said that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, that our value is not determined by human opinion, but by the one who created us. A woman who embraces this truth does not allow rejection to shake her confidence. She understands that being overlooked by the wrong person is not a reflection of her worth, but a redirection towards something better. She walks away from what does not serve her, not out of pride, but out of wisdom. She does not waste time proving herself to those who cannot see her value, because she knows that the right person will not need convincing. A woman who is confident in herself also knows how to set boundaries. She does not accept half-hearted love, inconsistent efforts, or empty promises. She does not tolerate disrespect or allow herself to be treated as an option. She understands that real love requires mutual effort and respect, and she does not settle for less. In the Bible, we are said that a wise woman builds her house, but a foolish one tears it down with her own hands. A woman who knows her worth builds wisely. She does not engage in toxic patterns or lower her standards out of fear of being alone. She trusts that love, when real, does not require self-betrayal. Desperation repels, but confidence attracts. A woman who moves with purpose, who pursues her own growth and happiness, and who refuses to chase someone who is not pursuing her in return, becomes irresistible. A man does not value what is handed to him without effort. He cherishes what he has to earn, what he has to work to keep. A confident woman does not make it difficult for the sake of playing games, but she does not hand herself over to someone who has not proven himself worthy. In the Bible, we are said that a woman of noble character is worth far more than jewels. This means her value is beyond external beauty or temporary charm. It is rooted in her essence, in her wisdom, and in the confidence that comes from knowing that she is already enough. When a woman understands this, she does not chase love. She attracts it effortlessly. Emotional intelligence is one of the most powerful traits a woman can possess, and it is a quality that men deeply respect and are drawn to. It is the ability to understand not only one's own emotions, but also the emotions of others, to navigate situations with wisdom and to respond rather than react. A woman who is emotionally intelligent does not allow temporary emotions to dictate her actions, nor does she create unnecessary drama in relationships. Instead, she carries herself with grace, knowing when to express her feelings and when to step back and assess a situation with clarity. Men are naturally drawn to women who bring peace rather than chaos. A woman who knows how to handle difficult conversations without hostility or passive aggression creates a safe space for a man to open up. She does not belittle, nag, or manipulate to get her way, but instead communicates in a way that fosters understanding. In the Bible, we are said that a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. A woman who knows how to de-escalate conflict rather than fuel it becomes someone a man values and trusts. She does not allow her emotions to control her, but she also does not suppress them. She understands that true strength is found in balance, expressing her needs while still being considerate of the other person's feelings. An emotionally intelligent woman does not seek validation from a man because she is already secure within herself. She does not fall into patterns of seeking attention through jealousy, guilt-tripping, or excessive neediness. Instead, she knows her worth and trusts that the right person will see it without the need for emotional games. In the Bible, we are said that love is patient and kind, that it does not envy or boast. A woman who embodies this kind of love does not compete with others for a man's attention, nor does she try to prove herself through unnecessary effort. She remains grounded in who she is, allowing love to come naturally rather than forcing it. When challenges arise, an emotionally intelligent woman does not panic or jump to conclusions. She takes the time to process her emotions, seek wisdom, and approach situations with maturity. She does not hold grudges, but she also does not tolerate repeated disrespect. She knows when to forgive and when to walk away. In the Bible, we are said that wisdom is more precious than gold and understanding is more valuable than silver. A woman who operates with wisdom in her emotions gains a level of respect that cannot be manufactured. A man desires a woman who makes him feel understood, supported, and appreciated. A woman who is emotionally intelligent knows how to uplift rather than tear down, how to encourage rather than criticize, and how to inspire rather than control. She is the kind of woman who brings out the best in a man simply by being the best version of herself. In the Bible, we are said that a wise woman builds her home, and part of that wisdom comes from emotional intelligence, the ability to love with both heart and mind in perfect harmony. Playfulness and mystery create a dynamic that keeps men engaged, intrigued, and constantly drawn in. A woman who understands the balance between warmth and unpredictability has a presence that makes a man want to keep coming back for more. This is not about playing manipulative games, but about cultivating an energy that feels refreshing, exciting, and full of life. A woman who is playful does not take everything too seriously. She knows how to laugh, how to bring lightness into conversations, and how to make even the simplest moments enjoyable. There is something irresistible about a woman who can tease, joke, and create an atmosphere of joy, because joy is contagious. Men are drawn to women who can challenge them in a way that is fun and engaging, not combative. A woman who knows how to be witty, to keep a man on his toes in a light-hearted way, makes every interaction feel like a new adventure. In the Bible, we are said that a cheerful heart is good medicine, and this rings true in relationships. When a woman brings a spirit of joy and excitement, a man feels energized around her. He associates her presence with happiness, and that is something he will always crave. Beyond playfulness, there is also the power of mystery. A woman who does not reveal everything all at once remains endlessly fascinating. This does not mean being secretive or withholding important truths, but rather understanding the value of letting things unfold naturally. A man does not want to feel like he has figured everything out too soon. He enjoys the process of discovery, of getting to know a woman in layers rather than all at once. When a woman allows a relationship to progress at a natural pace, it keeps him engaged, wondering what new depth or insight he will uncover next. In the Bible, we are said that wisdom calls out in the streets, and part of wisdom in relationships is knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. A woman who understands the power of timing, when to share more of herself and when to let curiosity build, holds an undeniable attraction. A man values what he has to earn, and when a woman does not give all of herself too quickly, it naturally ignites a deeper pursuit. A playful and mysterious woman also knows how to keep a relationship fresh over time. She does not become predictable in a way that feels monotonous. She continues to grow, evolve, and bring new energy into the relationship. In the Bible, we are said that a prudent wife is from the Lord, and part of prudence is knowing how to maintain attraction and connection. A man never stops chasing a woman who keeps him intrigued, who surprises him in small ways, and who makes life feel exciting simply by being herself. Playfulness and mystery create a love that never grows dull, a bond that keeps deepening, and a connection that remains vibrant through every stage of life. Self-respect and boundaries are among the most powerful qualities a woman can have, and they naturally command admiration and pursuit. A woman who respects herself does not settle for less than she deserves, nor does she allow fear to dictate her choices in relationships. She knows that love should not come at the cost of her dignity, peace, or values. When a man sees a woman who stands firm in her worth, he understands that she is someone of high value, someone he must cherish and respect if he hopes to be a part of her life. A woman with strong boundaries does not entertain inconsistency, half-hearted efforts, or disrespect. She does not give endless chances to someone who continually disregards her feelings. In the Bible, we are said that we should guard our hearts, for everything we do flows from it. Guarding the heart does not mean shutting people out, but it does mean protecting oneself from relationships that drain, harm, or diminish self-worth. A man will always chase what he perceives as valuable, and when a woman values herself, she naturally sets the standard for how she should be treated. There is a common misconception that setting boundaries pushes people away, but the truth is, it attracts the right ones. A man who is serious about a woman will not be discouraged by her standards. He will rise to meet them. When a woman is clear about what she will and will not accept, it filters out those who are not truly invested. In the Bible, we are said that a wise person builds their house on a firm foundation, and relationships are no different. A relationship built on unclear expectations, compromise of values, or fear of loss will eventually crumble. But when a woman stands strong in who she is, the foundation remains solid, and only those willing to build with her will stay. Self-respect is not about being rigid or unapproachable. It is about knowing when to walk away from what does not align with her worth. A woman who respects herself does not beg for love, nor does she chase after someone who does not see her value. She understands that love should flow both ways, that mutual effort is necessary, and that her time and energy are too precious to be spent on someone who does not fully appreciate them. In the Bible, we are said that we should not be unequally yoked, meaning that partnerships should be balanced and in harmony. A woman who understands this does not lower her standards to make something work. She waits for what aligns with her faith, values, and self-worth. When a man encounters a woman with self-respect, he sees her as someone he must step up for, not someone he can take for granted. She becomes a prize to be pursued, not an option to be juggled. The right man will see her standards as a reflection of her value, and instead of being intimidated, he will be inspired to match her level of commitment and respect. In doing so, love becomes something meaningful, built on mutual honor and genuine pursuit. A woman who is supportive without losing herself holds a special place in a man's heart. She is someone who encourages, uplifts, and stands beside him, but she does not do so at the cost of her own identity. She understands that love is about partnership, not sacrifice to the point of self-neglect. A man deeply values a woman who believes in him, speaks life into his dreams, and provides a sense of emotional security, but he also respects a woman who maintains her own purpose, passions, and sense of fulfillment. A supportive woman is not one who fixes, controls, or carries the full weight of a relationship. She does not mother a man, nor does she make excuses for his shortcomings. Instead, she offers encouragement while allowing him to take responsibility for his own growth. In the Bible, we are said that two are better than one because they can help each other succeed. A woman who understands this knows that she is not meant to be an emotional crutch, but rather a source of inspiration. She motivates, challenges, and brings out the best in him without losing the best in herself. A woman of strength and grace knows how to support a man without compromising her own needs. She does not pour endlessly into someone who does not pour back into her. She recognizes when a relationship is balanced and when it is one-sided. In the Bible, we are said that we must love others as we love ourselves, which means self-love is just as important as the love given to another. A woman who loves herself does not deplete her energy to keep a relationship alive. She knows when to give, when to step back, and when to walk away if the love she gives is not being reciprocated. Men respect women who hold them accountable, not through criticism, but through encouragement to be better. A man will chase a woman who inspires him to grow, to step into his full potential, and to strive for greater things. In the Bible, we are said that iron sharpens iron, meaning that the right relationships push both people toward improvement. A woman who understands this does not settle for less than what she deserves, and she does not enable complacency in the man she loves. She walks with him in faith, supports him in times of difficulty, and celebrates his victories, but she also expects him to be the kind of man who leads with integrity and love. A supportive woman does not sacrifice her dreams for a relationship. She does not put aside her own goals to make room for someone else's. Instead, she finds a way to build alongside the right man, ensuring that both individuals continue to grow. In the Bible, we are said that a woman of noble character is worth far more than rubies, and part of that nobility comes from knowing that support is a two-way street. A man who sees a woman with this kind of strength and wisdom will cherish her, not because she gives endlessly, but because she knows the value of balanced love. A woman who embraces her femininity with strength possesses a rare and captivating quality that men find irresistible. She understands that femininity is not weakness, nor is it about conforming to societal expectations. It is a beautiful balance of grace and resilience, softness and power, warmth and wisdom. She does not shy away from her natural essence, nor does she feel the need to suppress it in order to be taken seriously. She carries herself with confidence, knowing that her ability to nurture, create, and inspire is not a limitation, but a strength that sets her apart. A man is drawn to a woman who exudes this kind of energy because it creates an environment of peace and security. The world is filled with stress, pressure, and competition. But a woman who embraces her feminine nature becomes a refuge from all of that. She does not operate from a place of constant struggle, but instead moves with grace, knowing that true power does not always come from force, but from wisdom and discernment. In the Bible, we are said that a gentle and quiet spirit is of great worth, not because it is passive, but because it carries an inner strength that cannot be shaken. A woman who understands this does not seek to dominate, yet she is unmovable in her values and her self-respect. Her femininity is expressed in the way she carries herself, in the way she speaks, in the way she nurtures the people around her. She knows how to make others feel seen and valued, not by shrinking herself, but by using her presence to uplift. She is kind, yet she does not allow herself to be taken for granted. She is compassionate, yet she sets firm boundaries. In the Bible, we are said that wisdom is more precious than rubies, and a wise woman builds her house with care. She understands that relationships are not about competition, but about complementing each other's strengths. She does not seek to prove her worth through argument or control, but through her quiet confidence and unwavering sense of self. A woman who embraces her femininity with strength knows that she does not have to chase love. She attracts it effortlessly by being who she is. She does not suppress her emotions, but she also does not allow them to control her. She is in tune with herself, knowing when to lean in and when to step back, when to speak and when to listen. In the Bible, we are said that love is patient and kind, that it does not envy or boast. A woman who embodies these qualities naturally draws a man closer, making him feel both inspired and at peace in her presence. She is the kind of woman who captivates, not by trying too hard, but simply by being a woman who walks in her strength, her wisdom, and her faith. A man who encounters such a woman will always recognize her value and will pursue her with the respect and admiration she deserves. A woman who remains unpredictable in a meaningful way keeps a man intrigued, engaged, and constantly drawn to her. She does not become stagnant in a relationship, nor does she allow things to fall into routine without excitement. She understands that attraction is not just about physical beauty, but about a dynamic energy that keeps the connection fresh. She is full of surprises, not in a manipulative way, but in a way that makes love feel alive. She is always evolving, learning, growing, and embracing new experiences, and this creates a sense of mystery that keeps a man wanting to know more. A man does not want to feel as if he has figured everything out too quickly. He enjoys the process of discovery, the challenge of deepening his understanding of a woman who keeps revealing new layers of herself. In the Bible, we are said that a wise person seeks knowledge and understanding, and the same is true in relationships. When a woman continues to expand her mind, pursue new passions, and cultivate her own sense of purpose, she naturally remains captivating. A man does not lose interest in a woman who surprises him with her depth, her insights, and her ever-growing spirit. She does not allow herself to be entirely predictable because she values her own journey as much as she values the relationship. She maintains a life outside of the man she loves, ensuring that she has her own goals, friendships, and passions. This does not create distance, but instead fuels attraction because it shows that she is whole on her own. In the Bible, we are said that we must not grow weary in doing good, for in the right time we will reap the rewards. A woman who continues to invest in herself, who does not settle into a state of complacency, naturally becomes more desirable over time. She understands that keeping a relationship exciting is not about playing games, but about maintaining a spirit of adventure. Whether it is through humor, spontaneity, or simply the ability to see life with fresh eyes, she brings a vibrancy that keeps the relationship from becoming dull. A man who experiences this kind of energy is drawn in, always wondering what new experience, thought, or depth she will bring next. In the Bible, we are said that laughter and joy are gifts, and a woman who knows how to infuse these elements into a relationship creates a love that does not grow weary. A woman who is unpredictable in a meaningful way does not follow a script. She does not try to fit into an expected mold, but instead embraces her uniqueness, allowing herself to be fully authentic. She is not afraid to change, to challenge, to step into new versions of herself. This constant evolution makes her irresistible because a man knows that with her, love will always be an adventure. In the Bible, we are said that a woman of wisdom and virtue is far more valuable than riches, and part of that value comes from her ability to keep love alive with her presence, her growth, and the beautiful mystery of who she is.